How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode. This time we're going to be doing another priority suggestion by Bunny J this time, so shout out to you. This one is Tea, the story of a leaf. This episode called The Spirit of Tea. So, a lot of tea drinkers around the world. I enjoy tea myself. I don't actually have any tea in my cup right now. I am drinking coffee, but hey, it's coffee, tea, right? You soak it in water, it becomes tea. Anyways, so as always, a link to the original video will be in the description section down below, along with links to make suggestions and whatnot yourself. So let's go check this out. The original channel is called China Hour. So this one's a little bit longer. The entire thing's 46 minutes. I'll probably break this up into a couple parts, but we're going to check it out right now, see what this is all about. The story of a leaf. It's a cool little intro. Oh, there we go.
What is tea? Well, it's a drink. Take this tea, Tea Guanyin from Fujian province. An expensive but a lovely tea. I remember having a pot of that 11 o'clock in the evening in Hangzhou next to West Lake. I didn't sleep until 3 o'clock in the morning. Tea is also a plant, Camellia sinensis. The culture of the tea leaf and its preparation became an indivisible part of the character of China from the earliest chapters of Chinese history.
So that didn't look like the tea we get. So what we get here is like normally it's all ground up and almost into like a powder, and then they put it in like a tea bag. Probably so it soaks up a lot faster, smaller particles. That was like straight chunks what he had. Maybe it's fresh ground. Maybe you grind it yourself when you brew your tea. I'm not sure.
Join us as we follow a tea trail across China,
Let's
from
join
the
you.
tribal Bulang and ethnically diverse Yunnan province to a quest by an Italian lady for her perfect cup of Longjing tea amid the plantations on the other side of China in Hangzhou.
So we're gonna check out the plantations, guys. We're gonna get right to the source. This is gonna be cool.
Once championed by the Qianlong Emperor himself, Longjing tea, the name means dragonwell tea in English, is one of China's most celebrated infusions, grown near the namesake village of Longjing in the hills outside the capital of Zhejiang province.
All right.
An unoxidized tea. When infused in hot water, the leaves impart a delightful yellow-green color to the brew. Sweet in flavor and packed with health-enhancing properties and cancer-preventing secrets. Until only a few years ago, Longjing tea was entirely handmade. We're also whisked away to the monastic magic of Mengding.
I like black tea. I don't know if that's the kind of thing. I think in the ingredients it'll say like black tea leaves. So I don't know what specific plant that is or whatever. But I like making iced tea, and I boil it up, in the water or whatever, and I mix it with my, a little sugar, throw it over some ice. Oh, it's so good.
Mountain, and the time-honored techniques that gently but insistently bring out the full flavor of tea. And on to explore Lapsang Souchong from Tongmu in the mist-wreathed Wui Mountains of Fujian.
Yeah, that don't look like tea. That's not what it looks like here. But like I said, that it probably because they grind it up. So interesting.
This black tea, the first black tea in history, called Li Shan Xiaozhong in Mandarin, is pine wood fired, which imparts a special smokiness to the tea in a technique discovered fortuitously hundreds of years ago.
I've actually had smoky flavored tea before, and I really enjoy it. I don't know if you have a Burger King where you are, and if you do have a Burger King in Europe, but actually I know they do, but I don't know if it's the same tea. But the Burger King that you have here in the United States, the tea has almost a smoked flavor, and I wonder if it's because of something like that. It's really good though.
This is a golden, full-coloured tea with all the delicate fragrance of pinewood smoke. Then we leave the mountains of southeast China for high-altitude Tibet, where fermented tea is sipped by monks on the roof of the world, before bringing you to a 300-year-old tea tree on the slopes of Chime Mountain, where man and tree have lived in a state of mutual respect and balance for centuries.
I thought Tibet was part of China. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
And by Hao Yin Zhen, white hair silver needle tea from Fuding in Fujian province, the most desirable white tea drunk for its anti-inflammatory and antibacterial effects, as well as for its flavor, of course.
Okay.
The leaves remain upright when water is added, hence the name. Tea production.
Okay.
Well, it's
how does it remain upright? That's weird.
both a science and an art. And indeed, you could say it's a work of alchemy. The transmutation of soil, air, light and heat into a rarefied fragrance brought to the surface by a galaxy of ancient skills still working in parallel with a modern array of techniques.
All right.
The aroma captured in a single drop of tea concludes a long and painstaking journey of hard work and determination. But it's also a journey of gentle respect and patient empathy for the tea leaf and its vulnerabilities. So again, what is tea? Join us on this mesmerizing journey across China
You already said join us, guy.
and find out.
I mean, I'm ready. Let's do it. I thought we already were. Thought we were already finding out.
A tea leaf falls into water and changes the taste of it. Henceforth, tea was born.
It was born. Alrighty.
Tea was born from the encounter between water and fire, life and death.
Life and death, huh? Runs deep.
The fate of tea is the fate of our people.
Looks like peas, like a pot of peas.
Every year in March, Su Gowen and his family harvest the spring tea leaves on Chime Mountain in Yunnan. The tea leaves come from the ancient tea forests of Chime Mountain. These are the best tea leaves to make Yunnan pu'er tea. Su Gowen is the son of the last chief of the Blang people. His people believe that they descended from the spirit of tea.
They believe that they came from the spirit of tea. Okay. And I descended from the spirit of a cheeseburger, guys. Oh, and tacos.
Although most of the tea leaves from Chime Mountain are pressed into tea bricks, Blang people mostly drink tea made from loose leaves that have been stored for a year or more.
They want that cured tea. They get that extra flavonoid patterns and whatnot, complexities in the taste profiles. I know I jumbled those words up. I was trying to sound smart, but you get what I'm saying.
When it comes to making tea, in our culture, we usually make cao cha from fresh tea leaves.
Gotcha.
The tools used to brew cao cha were all made from the earth. The tea leaves are shaken and mixed with charcoal. This is done to get rid of the impurities that are inherent in the tea leaves and to draw out the fragrance of the leaves.
Okay.
When people here would go to work in the fields, they wouldn't come back even if they had forgotten their lunch. But if they forgot their flask of tea, they would forget about going to work and come home instead. They need tea to get rid of their fatigue. That's why tea is such an inseparable part of Blang people's lives.
That's how I feel about coffee, guys. I mean, tea's good, but Coffee, though, for me. Mm-hmm. Tea is good, though. I should drink some more often. Probably will after watching this, though. I mean,
Tea brewed from these ancient trees is strong in flavor. It is extremely bitter at first taste, but as the flavor rolls around the tongue, it quickly fills the palate with a sweet aftertaste.
okay. I usually add sugar to mine now.
Sugo and his tribe have lived in this virgin forest for generations.
Wonder what makes it a virgin forest.
During the Ice Age, the cold waves stopped at the Tibetan Plateau, preserving the ancient trees that existed at that time.
Oh.
The earliest tea trees were found in this virgin forest.
So I bet there's some really old trees there then, because I mean the Ice Age would have wiped out a lot of the trees. A couple thousand years ago or whatever the Ice Age was. Probably longer than that, right? 10,000 years maybe? I'm not even sure. Very cool.
The fateful encounter between humans and the wild tea trees has become a myth in the oral tradition of the people here. A story passed down through generations and now woven into the memory fabric of the nation. In mid-April, as the spring harvest on Jingmai Mountain draws to a close, the Blanc people celebrate the biggest festival of the year, the Tea Ancestor Festival.
Every year we celebrate the Tea Ancestor Festival. For the small rite, most festivities happen on the 16th. If it's the big ritual, most festivities will happen on the 17th.
The big ritual.
Everybody will go to the top of the mountain and sacrifice an ox to our ancestors.
Okay. Ox killing time.
Sugo-en's father died in 1988. Before he died, he told Sugo-en to do three things: build a school in the Blanc Mountain, write a history of the Blanc people, and build a temple for the spirit of tea. Sugo-en has accomplished these three things.
Only by knowing how one was born and raised will he be able to repay his debt to his ancestors and family. Only by doing so will he find his meaning in life.
Interesting. A lot different culture.
The 76-year-old Sugo-en believes that the spirits of his ancestors are still present in this forest.
Every time we start a new tea plantation, we'll name the oldest tree in the garden the spirit tree. We place spirit staffs next to these trees, which we consider the guardian trees of the garden.
Okay, that's cool. Guardian trees. How do they know? How do they find out which one's the oldest, I wonder?
The Festival of the Tea Spirit is held every 4 years. During this festival, the Blanc people of Jingmai Mountain will congregate in the Pa Ai Lung Temple. There, the villagers use spring water soaked in tea to wash the statues in the temple. Then they offer their best new leaves to their ancestral prince. The ancestral prince of the Blanc people is Pa Ai Lung. According to legend, he discovered the medicinal properties of tea leaves 1,800 years ago when his people were struck with an epidemic. Because of these leaves, he managed to save his entire people.
So the healing properties is probably what happened. That the epidemic that they were suffering. He found that the antibacterial properties that they were talking about. I'm assuming that was in the other tea leaves, the white ones. Yeah, that's pretty cool. 1800 years ago, huh? What's older, coffee or tea, I wonder?
We're going to the top of the mountain to summon the tea spirits. We believe that in every piece of land where there is a tea tree, there's also a tea spirit. We want to summon all the tea spirits to celebrate this day with us. They gave us wealth. Every generation of the Blong people needs to remember that. We must not forget this.
Do you see that ox's eye? He's like freaked out because he knows he's about to get sacrificed.
We hope that they will come back and protect us and all the ancient tea trees that grow around here.
The ancient tea trees that stretch from the southwest to the southeast of China have been cultivated over the years to the shrub form that we know today. The cultivation of these tea shrubs has made it easier to harvest the tea leaves. The many varieties of tea leaves from these shrubs are what has made Chinese tea famous the world over.
All right.
I came here 20.
Well, guys, that's going to be part 1 of that. So now that we're on to a different story, we're going to go ahead and do another part in the next video that we do on this. And yeah, let me know down below what you think of this. Do you drink tea? Do you prefer tea over coffee, right? In the meantime, you guys have a super fun, awesome day. Hit like, hit subscribe. Shout out to Bunny J for the suggestion, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.